currently only features Dust 2, but we've been given pictures of some of the others, so I went and compared them with CSGO's versions. And the takeaway from this is that they're inconsistent. Some maps, like Short Dust, have received complete makeovers, while others, like Lake, have remained almost the same. We'll start with the picture of Shoots. This was one of the original maps for CSGO back in 2012, and has remained relatively untouched ever since. Yet despite it
this was in the... They showed Shoots? I don't even remember this. Is this in the blog post?
Receiving a complete graphical overhaul with Counter-Strike 2, it may look rather familiar, having ripped most of its textures and assets from the map Ancient. Now the penny drops. Ancient was the last map to be added to CSGO late in the year 2020, making it 2 and a bit years old now. Where does the time go? However, from what I've heard, Valve has been working on Counter-Strike 2 for 3 years, so it could be that when they made the map Ancient and all its assets, they had the standards of Source 2 in mind, in order to make it easier to port over once they did finally launch Counter-Strike 2. At the time, Ancient certainly did feel like a big step up graphically compared with other maps in CSGO, and its lower frame rates reflected that. As for the gameplay of Shoots, it looks like there will be fewer indoor areas now, with a few of the huts replaced for roofless ruins. And the chances are the—
Chat, this map is just, it is just, Scout, like the Scout only thing, right? Recro equals permaban. Hä? Oh my god, guys. No. I think it's like a YouTube type beat. It's an arms race map as well. Okay. Interesting.
These thicker walls will be harder for bullets to penetrate, because you can wallbang all over the place in Shoots with its various thin surfaces. The original was a hodgepodge of similar looking huts and rooms, so I'm kind of pleased that we'll now only get 1 or maybe 2 huts in this whole map. Graphically on this map, I'm most looking forward to getting right up and into these 3D bits of grass to see Valve's latest attempt at making good looking foliage. Also, I can see right through this bit. Valve, please fix. In stark contrast to Shoots, Office hasn't changed much at all.
Okay.
Even the trees and shrubs appear untouched, which is sad because CSGO never had good looking trees and shrubs. So something tells me that this hostage map wasn't Valve's top priority. This looks to be one of the maps that Valve has simply ported over but re-rendered using the Source 2 engine, which is why everything now looks much brighter and better lit. It looks like they also changed the sun's angle ever so slightly, and I'm sure they've made it sunnier. I'm unsure whether this is blue sky or overcast, but the fact I can't tell shows that it's sunnier. Also, it no longer seems to be snowing. Rip snowflakes. I suppose that since this map has been left mostly untouched, it better highlights what has actually changed. They've bothered to remove and to reroute some of the wires and to finally make this distant pole visible, and they've made these cables into 3D looking things rather than the black lines they were in CSGO. Oddly, they've still kept this one, which just goes straight into the wall of the building. These window textures are the same as before, but now with a shiny frosty layer around the edges, which
Ach man, Bruder.
seems to reflect the sunlight. They managed to
Forget about
the
it.
snow while not making it look any better, but there's definitely something going on with the snow texture. It looks like these icy patches here could be super reflective, though such a difference is most likely to be appreciated in motion, which a still picture such as this one is not. Something only I'll get excited about is how much clearer these distant aerials look in CS2. Now my screenshot from CSGO was taken at maximum settings, at 4K, 8x anti-aliasing and all that, so the fact it still looks better in this 1080p Counter-Strike 2 screenshot suggests better general image quality. Or at least that these screenshots have been taken at ridiculously high resolutions, like 8K or even 16K. In my opinion, Office is one of the maps most in need of a full makeover. Here I'm showing footage from a video I made just after CSGO was released in 2012, where I compared the different versions of the map over the years, and you can see that even when CSGO was first released, they didn't give Office a full makeover. Sure, the worst textures and models got replaced, but other bits did not. So even in Counter-Strike 2, it looks like some parts of the Office map will be virtually identical to the Counter-Strike Source version of the map, which was one of the first Source 1 maps ever made. Yes, I know if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but come on, 20 years old. Go back the same length of time again and
20 years. CSS came out in 2004. 20. Most of you guys weren't even on Earth at that point. That's fucking crazy, bro.
This was brand new. Here I've loaded up the 20-year-old Counter-Strike Source version of the map, and you can see that bits like these icicle-laden—
I wonder how many people that did CSS still work right now on CS2. Because like some of them, of course, now like probably retired. I hope there's still a couple of the OGs.
cover bits, and these steps here look almost the same as they do in the Counter-Strike 2 preview image. In the new game, it's relying on nothing more than improved lighting to try and modernize some geometry seen in this map, which is insane. Lake? No offense, looks worse than it did before. I like a sunny blue-skied map as much as anyone does, but when they're all like that, it starts to...
That is nice. Holiday vibes. Oh, I love this map. I will play some fucking, when it comes out, Flying Scout Man. If they still have it in CS2.
feel like we're living in Teletubby land. Old Lake had the right idea. It was still sunny, it still had blue sky, but it also kept more unique looking clouds and stuff as well. But this new one, blue skyified. Everything has been made brighter. Sure, it improves visibility and probably the gameplay as well, especially with these clear white window frames and the glowing barrels down here that you never saw before because they were so dark. The distant cliffs are less noisy looking now, which should show characters stood in front of them far better. And anything that was previously dark in the CSGO version has been extensively brightened. And at least the blocky 4-sided roof has been upgraded to being a blocky 8-sided roof. But this water is unforgivable. It previously looked see-through and kind of reflective, a bit like water should look. But this new stuff? Blue.
Yeah.
That's it. Blue. And no reflection in sight. The enigma...
Maybe this is just temporary, no? Because ancient, they showed some ancient clips, right? And the water looks insane, like CS2, Source 2, reflection, everything crazy. This is probably not the final product. Maybe, I don't know.
The of Source 2 water continues. Water always looked quite nice in Source 1, so is Valve really happy with the future of water in their games looking like this? Canals. Oh, this is more like it. The water in canals looks amazing in this still shot. It looks 3D. It even has debris on the surface. But I still have questions regarding the reflections, because some things like these wooden spikes and this tunnel section here appear to have reflections to them, and that looks nice. But other bits, like the reflection of this red flag thing, imply a fixed cube map of some sort where the reflections won't properly line up from all angles. It's still much better than how Lake's water looks, don't get me wrong. And it could be that because this is a screenshot from beyond the playable space, we'd never see such glaring issues in normal play. Maybe that's also why this outside facing wall doesn't have a damp line along it, simply to save resources because they're not visible from the play area itself. Still, of all the pictures we've seen of Counter-Strike 2 so far, this is the screenshot that keeps me hopeful that water in Counter-Strike 2 could still look great. It's strange that the textures look the same but less detailed than they did in CSGO.
What?
It seems odd that
That's CSGO?
they take screenshots of Counter-Strike 2 not on the higher settings, but maybe that's what's happening here. But this is nice. You can see some spikes here that weren't visible in CSGO. And these aren't new details. They were here in CSGO, but because they were in another section of the map, they weren't previously drawn from this region. So this suggests that Source 2 keeps details visible everywhere when they should be, even if they're a long way away, like the painting that you can see in here, or this window just here, and that these sorts of details remain rendered even if in an entirely separate part of the map from where you're currently stood. So this is a step in the right direction. At this stage, I can't completely rule out the possibility that they've just tweaked the map to make it visible, but in another video I'm working on, one to do with benchmarks, it suggests that Counter-Strike 2 is more generous with when it shows details. It doesn't bother fading them out in the same way as CSGO does. Not even at lower settings. It seems to strive for model visibility parity across all settings.
That's good.
Not a lot else to say about this map though. It's canals and still looks like canals. Short Dust in CSGO was ancient, based on a 2012 version of Dust 1, before the 2017 graphical overhaul that Dust 2 got to make the whole thing look prettier. So this makes it harder to compare the two because it's now entirely different. But it is still only Short Dust because Bombsite B remains closed off, so there's nothing to suggest that Dust 1 will return, though I don't want to rule it out. You can see a few new recessed areas around the main building, but are these deep enough to conceal a player? So while there's more depth to the gameplay there, the rest of the area looks less cluttered, with fewer crates to hide behind in the underpass, and wider looking catwalks either side of it, which should make it harder for teammates to block you. Yet you know they still will. I won't talk much about this one because we already have access to Dust 2, and most of the stuff here is the same as what we can see already, which makes it boring. And the last image I'm comparing is Baggage, which has gone from being a grotty luggage sorting area to being
Baggage? I think I've never played that map. Never.
a place from Mirror's Edge. I'm not complaining, looks much brighter and more readable, with a good strong blue and orange colour scheme going on throughout the whole image. It's got orange trims on the corners of things, and up near the top of the image you can see
Ah, nah, I did, but I hate it. Oh my, yes, I did. It's the one where it's like, yeah, multiple levels and shit, no? Yeah, oh, nee, but I don't like it.
beautiful light blue ceiling beams. Even the sky itself has a strong cyan colour. But what's more interesting than this is a new, super high up walkway going over the top of the map, with what looks like ladders leading up to it either side.
Ooh.
So this is a gameplay change that we can see here, and it should let players peek over into the other team's spawn from a distance, which previously was a very easy place to defend from. Not so much anymore. I wonder what these screens will show. Looks blank right now, but it could be used to broadcast important match information or something like that. It's honestly crazy how different the two versions of this map look. It's easy to take for granted that it's always looked like this, but then when you flick back to the old one again, it's disgusting. Because some of the maps in CSGO are now 13 years old, and they're beginning to look it. Thanks for watching. If there's interest in this kind of stuff, then I'll cover more of the images we've been given so far.
I want to see Vertigo. Vertigo. Boom, boom, boom. Leave Mr. Clicksy a likey like and a subby sub. 3 clicks legend, bro. Give me the beta, bro.